Gandalf, can you say hi? You're very cute. Today, Gandalf and I have a very odd little project for ourselves. We are gonna take that longboard and that cinema camera and essentially try to combine them into some sort of rolling dolly setup so that I can get some really neat footage of my cats. I did consider watching a YouTube video or something about how to do this, but decided against it because sometimes it's just more fun to wing it. That is my Blackmagic 6K Pro. I've got a Sigma lens on it right now. The cage is missing a couple of grips. I've turned the house upside down and can't find them, so we're just gonna do without. And this right under here is a shoulder rig that I think might come in very handy. And that is Jackson's longboard, which he bought from some random human on Facebook Marketplace. I'm doing this partly just because I'm procrastinating from other things I have to do, but that aside, I realized the other day that I shoot, I don't know, 99% of my cat content on my phone, which seems like kind of a shame when I have this gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful camera and the skills to use it. The problem that I'm trying to solve today is this. While this cinematic camera is very compact, it is still pretty heavy, especially if you've got a hefty lens on there. I can certainly shoot it handheld, but as I just mentioned, I am missing the grips that allow me to do that. Even if I did have those grips, it would be really challenging to shoot steady, fluid footage close to the ground, which is where I would usually need to be to capture the cats, while also pulling focus. On top of that, this is the lowest height that my tripod goes to, so other than just putting my camera on the ground, I don't have a lot of options for shooting low to the ground. My hope is that this contraption will give me an opportunity to capture a new kind of footage of my cats that I've never really had the option of capturing before. I'm in the process of learning a lot about this camera and about cinematography in general and trying to make as much progress as I can. And I realized that cats are really awesome to practice on because this camera doesn't have autofocus. And being able to pull focus really well is a super critical skill to have to be able to use it well. Now, if I was shooting like a short film or a movie or something with human actors, I could be like, hey, can you move from there to there? We'll practice it a few times. I'll get used to pulling focus so I know exactly how to set up my shot. But with cats, they don't do what you want, ever. The act of just trying to keep them in focus when I'm filming them has helped me improve so much. This guy right here, this is my shoulder rig. It allows me to brace the camera against my shoulder so I can film more easily. I've just got to tighten it a little bit because we're actually gonna see if we can use the shoulder rig as sort of like a base on top of the longboard. Did I mention I don't know what I'm doing? When I'm using the shoulder rig as an actual shoulder rig, it looks something like this. And what I'm gonna do is try to bring these handles in to create a base that will fit on the longboard. Yeah, that's a little too wide for me. Also, I've never tried to actually make a dolly before, so if you're trying to do something like this, there are many people who are infinitely more knowledgeable than I am. That's feeling pretty stable. I could move those bad boys down a little. Okay. Not bad for like a 2-minute setup. I can't imagine I'd be pushing it much faster than this. And that guy isn't wiggling very much, if at all. Well, it does if I do that. So I feel like this could work for our purposes. I might mess with the height of these guys, but ultimately my main goal is to have it roughly at cat height with enough room for me to hang on and rack the focus. Ooh. If I move it forward, I actually might be able to sit on the longboard as I go. Okay, we're gonna try that. Bringing the hand grips in even closer so that I can hopefully eke it forward a little bit. Oh, hi Candy. Are you gonna be a movie star? No, I'm not about this. I'm actually like fairly happy about this. This is so much smoother than I thought it would be. The longboard tilts a lot, so I gotta be careful to kind of stay steady on it, but like, look at how smooth that is. That is so much smoother than I was anticipating. Cool. All right, and so basically what I'm gonna be able to do is I can kind of like scooch back and forth without really paying too much attention to it. And while I'm doing that, I'll be able to rack focus here and really maintain a sharp focus on whichever cat I'm recording. We're gonna use this slow feeder thing I'm gonna put some treats in it. We're gonna do some test shots. See how well this works. Ooh, this is gonna take some practice. I think that this might be the easiest DIY anything that I've ever done. I had my tools out, I was ready to build something, but as it turns out, all I really needed was a shoulder rig, a longboard, and decently flexible hips. Definitely gotta work on the roll. Sorry, Dave. Definitely gotta work on the rolling technique, and I feel like I'm learning how to focus all over again. But I think with some practice, I think this is gonna be a pretty cool setup. Here's what some of those very first few shots ended up looking like. I just did some very, very basic color grading on them, and you can kind of start to see how this dolly is gonna work. Honestly, I'm kind of wishing that I had thought to light the room properly, but in my defense, I did not know that this was gonna work so well right off the bat, but I am pleasantly surprised. I think that there is a lot of potential here, a lot of room for growth, and I feel like that's especially cool given that I was able to do this just with what I had around instead of buying yet another piece of expensive camera equipment. I'm actually pretty deliriously happy with this. I definitely have some work to do in terms of getting used to the focus and to rolling it, but this is awesome, and it took like 5 minutes, and guys, I'm gonna be making some movies, perhaps, of my cats, so stay tuned.